All right, Pickle. It is rankings season. We are rolling out the rankings that you can find in the 2022 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Of course, Dave Campbell's Texas Football is the official rankings provider of the Associated Press. So these are the Texas high school football rankings of record. And as a result, we're excited to show them to you. We're excited to give you a sneak peek at them. Remember, you get expanded rankings, including top 25s for each 11-man classification in the rankings. We're only going to give you the top 10 here, but we are cracking into the 11-man ranks.
Let's
We're
go.
into 2A Division II. The smallest 11-man classification. The top 10 starts with number 10. The Tigers of Tenaha are the number 10 team in Dave Campbell's Texas Football, a team that I think has a lot of reason to feel pretty good moving into this season, bringing back almost half their starters from last year's team that came up just short in the area round. This is a team that is coming out of Region 2. We think they've got an opportunity to make some real noise, especially if they're able to get some of their offensive firepower together. This is a team with a lot of speed and a lot of size. They've got some youth on there, but we like what Tenaha brings to the table. The Tigers of Tenaha are the number 10 team in Dave Campbell's Texas Football. To number 9, the team that eliminated Tenaha last year, the Pirates of Chilton, are the number 9 team in Dave Campbell's Texas Football. A little bit of a new way of doing things here for Chilton as they move over to Region 4 from Region 3 from a year ago, and they are going to be one of the favorites there in Region 4, specifically because of what they do in the trenches. Their offensive line and defensive line look like they're going to be fantastic. They've got a couple of fantastic playmakers as well that may be young but have an opportunity to step up in a big way. The Pirates of Chilton, coming off of an 11-2 season, start the year number 9 to start the season. Number 8, the state runner-up from last year, the Fall City Beavers, the number 8 team in Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Of course, a team that stunned the state when they knocked off Mart in the state semifinals a year ago to advance to state championship or game. A team that's not short on team speed, but is a little bit short on experience, bringing back just 2 starters on each side of the ball. Mark Kiroff has got these Beavers going well, but they're going to need to find a way to grow their experience as the season goes on. Still one of the favorites there in Region 4 with a little bit of rebuilding to do, but Fall City starts the year number 8 in Dave Campbell's Texas Football. To number 7, our first entry from Region 2, the Windthorst Trojans are the number 7 team in Dave Campbell's Texas Football, a regional finalist from last season, a team that is going to have plenty of offensive skill position playmakers there. But one of the questions that we have for this Windthorst squad is what they do up front. Their offensive line needs a little bit of rebuilding. They bring back just 4 starters on each side of the ball. But Windthorst is a program that is no stranger to success. Of course, they played for a state championship back in 2020 and won it. They've got an opportunity to get back there if things fall right, and they're able to replace some pieces on the offensive line. Windthorst is the number 7 team in Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Number 6, how about the Wink Wildcats, the number 6 team in Dave Campbell's Texas Football to start the season? We thought that last year's loss in the regional semifinals may just be the beginning, specifically because of what they bring back at the quarterback spot, 4 returning offensive linemen, a stout defensive line, and, of course, quarterback Cannon Gibson back in the mix. This is a team that's got a ton of experience. They've got an opportunity to have their best season in a long, long time. We're really excited to see what the Wink Wildcats do, especially moving from Region 1 to Region 2. Should be very interesting. Keep an eye on Wink, the number 6 team in Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Into the top 5, where we find the Panthers of Burton as the number 5 team in Dave Campbell's Texas Football, a regional finalist from last year's squad. This is a team that's got plenty of speed and plenty of athleticism, and also a lot of experience. 8 starters back on each side of the ball. The offensive line is going to have to replace 3 starters, which is a bit of a concern. But with 8 starters back on each side of the ball, the Burton Panthers look like they are ready for another deep playoff run. Burton, number 5 to start the year in 2A Division 2. To number 4 we go. The Skyrockets of Wellington start the year number 4 in Dave Campbell's Texas Football, the favorite to start the year in Region 1, and I think it's easy to see why. They bring back more than half their starters from last year's 6 on each side of the ball. This is a team that's tough and quick, and they're going to have some playmakers out there. One question is going to be about depth, which is not necessarily a surprise at the 2A Division 2 level, but they've got one of their concerns coming into the year is going to be on their depth side. But this is a program that at this point needs no introduction. They're one of the contenders there in Region 1. 1. They're our pick to win Region 1. The Wellington Skyrockets start the year number 4 in Dave Campbell's Texas football. To number 3, the Mart Panthers, the number 3 team in Dave Campbell's Texas football. Perhaps a bit shocking considering they've more or less been penciled in at number 1 the past couple of years. And look, there's reason to believe that Kevin Hoffman's squad could reload in an absolute hurry. This is a team that I think has an opportunity. Of course, the pedigree is pretty much unmatched. A program that has won 15, 13, 14, and 14 games the last 5 years. They are one of the most decorated programs in the state. They have some rebuilding to do, especially on the defensive side. That's going to be the real question for Kevin Hoffman's squad. But make no mistake, Mart is a big-time contender. They're a team to be reckoned with. The Panthers of Mart start the year number 3 in Dave Campbell's Texas football. To number 2, the Hornets of Muenster are the number 2 team to start the year in Dave Campbell's Texas football's 2A Division II rankings. A regional semifinalist from last year brings back 16 seniors, including 14 starters overall. This is a team that I think is going to be very experienced and going to have an opportunity, especially those vintage Muenster teams were especially good defensively. That could be the case here for Brady Carney's squad. The Hornets are going to be very dangerous if you keep an eye on them. Muenster starts the year number 2 in Dave Campbell's Texas football. And the number 1 team in 2A Division II to start the year,
boom,
the Lions of Albany are the number 1 team in Dave Campbell's Texas football. This team has got skill position players all over the field. They've got depth on the offensive and defensive line. This is a team that looks ready to bring Denny Faith a title. This team is absolutely loaded on the defensive side. That's going to be the real question is going to be whether or not that offensive line, which does have good experience, can they take that next step forward. They're in a brutal Region 2 where they're going to have to get through teams like Muenster, get through teams like Wink, get through teams like Windthorst. But Albany looks like the best team right now in 2A Division II, the most complete team. They look like the team to beat. They begin the year as our pick to win the 2A Division II state championship. They begin the year, the Albany Lions, the number 1 team in 2A Division II. So there you have it, the top 10 to start the year in 2A Division II. Number 10, Tenaha. Number 9, Chilton. Number 8, Falls City. Number 7, Windthorst. Number 6, Wink. Number 5, Burton. Number 4, Wellington. Number 3, Mart. Number 2, Muenster. And the number 1 team in 2A Division II, the Albany Lions. Of course, you can find expanded rankings for all Texas high school football classifications in the 2022 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. You can secure your copy today going to texasfootball.com/subscribe. So there you have it, the preseason 2A Division II rankings. One of the things that I think is really interesting, I would need to go back and look at it, but I am fairly certain that Mart hasn't started the year outside the top 2 5 years maybe. It's been a while.
Because you had Rodwell Freeman there for 4, so you know that they were at least 1 or 2 every single year of that.
But I don't
even before then.
I don't. That doesn't mean you count them out at all. I think they're a team that's going to be very, very dangerous. And of course, we are promised to have a new 2A Division II state champion because Stratford moved up to 2A Division I. But yeah, I think that the power nexus, if you take a look there, I think the power nexus really is in Region 2.
Because our Muenster and Windthorst are in the same district this year, correct?
Yes.
Because they flipped over on the other side?
No, Muenster and Windthorst are in different districts.
Different districts.
District 7.
Okay.
But between Albany, Muenster, Wink, Windthorst, I also think Santo and McCamey are going to be pretty good. El Dorado has a chance. It was a 10-man team from a year ago. I think that the power nexus in Division 2 is in Region 2.
Yeah.
And that's even, Mart stays. There was some thought when realignment came out. You may remember that Mart may flip from Region 3 to Region 2. They stay in Region 3. I still think that they're the favorite in Region 3. Right now, if you were to, the de facto state semifinals in this would be Wellington versus Albany and then Mart versus Burton.
Right.
Which is interesting. You remember, by the way, you'll see Burton has like a 5-9 record. You remember that to forfeit a bunch of games. I think they lost 2 games on the field or something like that, 1 or 2. In any case, 2A Division II figures to be really fun, and especially with some changing. Of course, there are some shocking developments there with specifically Mart not making it to a championship game, and then Stratford, a bit of a Cinderella story. If that were to hold, I think that it is ripe for another situation like that where you've got some party crashers get in there. But for
things
now,
would have opened up like crazy had Mart been switched over to Region 2. That would have been one of the most difficult regions in any classification if they would have flipped over there.
100%. But they ended up staying there. Denny Faith has the one thing that we want to see is can he get that state championship? It's kind of been elusive to him. We think that this could be. He's a 330 game winner. We think he's got an opportunity to get it this year. But Denny Faith and the Albany Lions start the year
How
number
long
1.
has he been there? 32
1987.
years?
This will be his 36th year.
36th year. Wow. Okay, I was behind a couple years.
36th year. So anyway, there it is. 2A Division II rankings.
Thanks so much for watching that video. If you would like more and to be notified when they come out, go ahead and click that subscribe button right down there. You can also watch Texas Football Today every day live at noon on TexasFootball.com, Facebook, Twitch, and right here on YouTube. For more of the best coverage of Texas football in the Lone Star State, go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe.